Good evening, everyone. It's 7 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, which means that it is time for another meditation moment. I am Alex with Lapping Life Healing, and tonight we're going to be doing a meditation to improve our perspective for self-love. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to be my biggest critic. I think that's true of a lot of us. And we forget, just like everybody else, that we are very, very deserving of grace. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Elizabeth. We are very deserving of grace. And so, because our society and our culture, and the people we know, everything has trained us that we're not supposed to brag on ourselves. It's egotistical to point out the good things about yourself, and we're encouraged to find our flaws and constantly be trying to fix them, but be always on the lookout, vigilant for every little tiny flaw in ourselves. Hi guys! Hi Julie! Hi Rebecca! So, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. Much better. Okay, so, culture just constantly bombards us with all these messages about how we're supposed to combat being egotistical with beating ourselves up. And it's not true. And I think most of us, when we think about it now, we realize it's not true, that it is okay to be positive about yourself, to love yourself, to like yourself. But subconsciously, that training goes so very, very deep. And so, a great way to retrain our subconscious is, well, first of all, every time we catch ourselves doing something, thinking something negative about ourselves, saying something negative about ourselves, it's great to just catch it and don't beat yourself up about it. Totally defeating the purpose. But, catch it and then rephrase it. Find a way to give it a positive spin, make a note of the lesson that you're learning or something like that. Usually when we mess up, we're learning. That's kind of the point, this whole journey of life is all about the lessons that we learn. It's not about everything being happy-go-lucky all the time. That would frankly be boring and we would have no perspective to enjoy it. But when you can really, really consciously focus on what that lesson is whenever you feel like you're screwing up or not doing well enough or just not good enough in general, just remember, if it's even a valid thing, because oftentimes when we're picking on ourselves, it's not actually valid, but if it is something valid, like you really did screw up, it's okay. Remind yourself what you're learning, where you're going, who you're becoming, and every moment we choose where we're going, who we're becoming, every single moment. So you can take this moment and choose to be becoming the truest, most absolutely wonderful version of yourself. Someone who loves and adores and approves of oneself. And just making that decision to do that is a powerful first step. So, okay. I haven't been blathering for too long. Good. Still in my window for letting people get signed in. It's almost 7:05. So those of you who are already on, go ahead and I want you to think of someone, just bring someone to mind who you really, really adore. Someone who you absolutely just adore, who you very rarely argue with or bicker with, who you just think is wonderful and you just love them. Probably going to end up being a good friend you think of, someone you just really super adore. And just keep that person in the back of your mind because it's going to come up in the meditation. So, Okay, go ahead and get yourself seated if you're not already. Rest your hands on your knees or cup them in your lap. You want to sit with your spine comfortably straight, shoulders dropped, and you're going to go ahead and close your eyes. And you're going to start your meditation with 3 nice deep breaths at your own pace. Inhaling all the way from your nostrils down to your diaphragm as deeply as you can, and exhaling fully until you can't exhale anymore. When you reach the end of 3 breaths, just fall back into your normal breathing pattern, watching the breath as it journeys in and journeys back out. Today I want you to imagine yourself in your mind's eye, sitting outside. Let's make it a park. I want you to seat yourself in a park right near a little lake. And I want you to just look around this park, and besides the lake that you're seated next to, I want you to notice what else is around. Just take in the scenery with focused curiosity. And as you sit here looking around this beautiful park, I want you to bring to mind the first thing you can think of that you've been critical of yourself about. Maybe something you recently did not succeed with, maybe something about your physical appearance or your personality, whatever pops to mind first. Just something that your inner critic latches onto, or is currently latching onto. Now, as you're sitting in this park, I want you to imagine someone that you absolutely adore, who you rarely argue with, and have very little to say critical about this person. I want you to just think of someone you adore, and I want you to imagine them joining you in this park, sitting down next to you. Now, as the two of you look out at the lake, I want you to imagine your friend, or this person that you adore, telling you all about this awful thing about themselves. And it's the same thing that you were critical of yourself about. Imagine as they tell you about it, putting themselves down, this person that you adore. And think of how readily you want to comfort them. And tell them it's okay. And tell them how much they don't need to criticize themselves. And as you comfort your friend, I want you to get up and lead your friend over to the edge of the water. And as you look at your reflections in the water, I want you to remember that you are every bit as deserving of love to them as they are to you. And you are every bit as deserving of love and grace for yourself. Embrace your friend and thank them for helping you. Then return to your seat. Now I want you to stare out over the water and fill yourself with this acknowledgement that you are deserving of love and grace, and that every misstep is a beautiful part of the lessons in your journey. Allow yourself, as you sit there looking out over the water, to allow your eyes to drift closed and focus in on your breathing and the sound of my voice. Breathing evenly, watching the air as it goes in and as it goes out. Relaxing, checking in with your shoulders, breathing easily. And as you breathe, remember that living your best life is a positive thing. Life is about the lessons learned. Pay attention, learn, grow, but most importantly, live fully engaged and accepting of every single step. Now, as you breathe, I want you to imagine your body filled with blindingly bright light. Beautiful bright white light, just cleansing every aspect of your body. Beautiful light of self-love. Thank yourself for taking the time to allow yourself to see from a perspective of love how truly wonderful you are, and allowing yourself to know how worthy you are. And slowly begin to bring your focus back to the feel of the room around you. wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and when you are ready, open your eyes. Alright guys, definitely drink a ton of water right after this. If you have any available right now, take a sip. But definitely drink a full glass of water, like, really soon right now. That was a very deep programming. And your body is going to want to detox. So water is a great way to flush all those toxins that are releasing out of your body. And this is a wonderful way to start that intention to really reprogram your brain and allow yourself to engage fully, and allow yourself to step with grace and embrace everything that happens, no matter what, and know that you are so worthy of love. So you are welcome, guys. I hope it resonated. And I have a new article coming out tomorrow. It's going to be a piece about finding time for meditation and different suggestions for different times that are good for meditations. So make sure you check that out on laughinglifehealing.com. And I will see you all later, alright? Have a great evening, guys. Bye.